pleadings are what we call the documents that are filed with the court to support our lawsuit. The first document or the first pleading to initiate a lawsuit is called a statement of claim. The statement of claim is filed by the plaintiff, which is what we call the person who is suing, so the person who has the problem. In the statement of claim are a few important things. First, the plaintiff is essentially going to tell their side of the story. What were the facts of what happened? What are the issues, the problems that they have about what happened? And what are the laws that we're relying on? Finally, it outlines the remedy. The remedy is essentially what you want, what outcome you want out of the case. A statement of claim needs to be filed within the statute of limitations, so usually within 2 years of knowing or ought to have known that the problems arised. That statement of claim then needs to be served on the defendant. And what service means is that we're able to prove that the defendant, which is what we call the person who is being sued, has essentially had the lawsuit brought to their attention. They've seen it, they've read it, they've had a proper opportunity to respond. So now we have written out in the statement of claim what our problem is, the laws that we're relying on, what we want out of the lawsuit, and we have proper service on the defendant. Then the next pleading that needs to be filed in the court case is called a statement of defense. And this, of course, is filed by the defendant. In the statement of defense, you will outline which facts of the statement of claim you agree with. And usually there's at least something there. And sometimes it'll say something like, we agree we're a corporation operating in Alberta. And that might be the only fact that's agreed upon. But you'll see which facts from the statement of claim that you're willing to admit. Because we don't always need to fight over absolutely everything. Then you're going to see which facts in the statement of claim you're denying and what your side of the story is. And so you can admit facts, you can deny facts, and finally the defendant can outline which parts of the law they feel are on their side and why they actually think they didn't do anything wrong or should be absolved of the claims that are being made. In some cases, but not all, the defendant will counterclaim. And so what that means is that not only is the defendant saying, I didn't do anything wrong, but they're also saying, you actually owe me something because you have wronged me. Another thing that a defendant can do is point the finger at somebody else. And that's what we call a third-party claim. And then the third-party claim is served on, of course, the third party, and they become a party to the action. Again, third-party claims don't happen in absolutely every lawsuit. Certainly, you'll usually have a statement of claim and statement of defense, but the counterclaim and third-party claim will be dependent on the situation that is in front of you. And finally, there's what we call a reply. Now, a reply is also filed by the plaintiff. So this, again, is the person who's filed the statement of claim and actually started the lawsuit. But the difference this time is that they've now seen the statement of defense. So the statement of defense has been served on them in the same way that the statement of claim was served on the defendant. So they read the statement of defense, maybe they read the counterclaim and the third-party claim, and then they go, actually, I have more to say about this. And that's when they'll file a reply to what they have seen in the statement of defense or counterclaim.